Good morning, everyone. And now we discuss the Module 2 and let's proceed to the Module 3. The Module 3 is New Literacy, Functional Literacy, Multiliteracy. Literacy is a set of skills which allows individual to engage fully in society and learning. Let's start with our first topic, the New Literacy. New Literacy between 1950 and 1970, the development of literacy both operational and functional. During this period, literacy was defined as reading and writing skills necessitated or activities in modern society. Writing is ability to compose text effectively and also provide a means of education oneself and persuading others. Beyond 90s, literacy has started to diversity in the light of technological development, change of living conditions, insights, and the new necessities. Next one, the first literacy. First literacy is the mission to ensure that low literacy or limited engaged proficiency had high quality education opportunity. It's hereafter literacy then is increasing complexity of modern communication give to rise to a number or distinct capabilities and possibilities. At first, literacy was a various types as computer literacy, technological literacy, internet literacy, and media literacy. Computer literacy is operating system, office suites and presentation, and the technological literacy is computer, smartphone, interfaces, and social media, while the internet literacy is web page browsers, search engines, email, and the media literacy is ability to access, analyze, evaluate, and create media. Modules sa ang mga part sa mga literacy na nasa first literacy na mo function. Later on, at become of lifestyle along with a person's life society that in, encompass information literacy, cultural literacy, and universal literacy. The information literacy is include planning, searching, and evaluation, while the cultural literacy is ability to understand, participate fluently in given culture, while universal literacy is goal of ensuring that all students are reading on grade level by the end of second grade. Then the later on, then literacy is does not confine on knowing how to read and write rather. It is a matter of applying knowledge to specific purpose and particular context, include social driven and pattern activities such as writing correspondence, lecture or novel 2006 is literacy intended to generate and communicate meanings through medium of encode text with context various discussion. And then Sky Priest 2003 posited that literacy was the happen when having a kind of potential contextual interaction with the text. Kibala na sa maabot na ay ma-apply na communication may tabo gyapon diyon laong sa mga author sa about sa literacy. Afterward, we proceed to the applying knowledge. To be literate requires comprehension, selection, and use of multimodal codes and convention to interpret and express ideas, feelings, and information. Ininakuan is kailangan din ng mga feelings, ideas, information para kasi mo communicate ang sa katawo. Kay, siyempre naman kasi purpose doon, subject-specific literacy is significance of the school subject in specific context and of learning and recognized to require the application of specialized knowledge and skills, information skills, and therefore demands the ability to perform and act confidently, effectively, and ethically with the wide range within visual, print, live, digital, electronic text types according to purpose. What is literacy? So, literacy. New literacy is combination of the first century literacy and cross-cultural capabilities. And also this broad skills includes visual literacy, cultural literacy, and digital literacy. And these new literacy are focused on traditional print literacy. And traditional print literacy is reading, writing, speaking, and listening. And to create opportunity to enable students to understand and use new text types while exploring knowledge and information with a wide range array of technological tools such as blogging, kana nga kasagan mga gipanghimo na sa mga tao kuman, and information fanfic writing, manga producing. According to Linder, 2003, new literacy are often flexible, continuous, and open where online and offline lives literacies range. Yes, ma-apply ka sa online pa ka or offline na pagka-communicate siya. Thus, when a literacy practice become a mindset to the accept of Web 2.0, it can be regarded a new literacy. New technologies ay evolve, enhance. Exploring the new literacy this is the 7 new literacies that are stressed in the 21st century. Number 1 is the multimodal literacy. Multimodal literacy is the first literacy is not just ability to read and write, or even the ability to drive into this technological world. To be literate, the first new literacy century, a person must be willing to constantly learn about the adapt to many different areas of like arts and creativity. Social literacy is the development of social skills, knowledge, and positive values. Kana pakipag-socialize ka sa mga tao. Then, the media literacy. Media literacy is the ability to access, analyze, evaluate, and create media. Kana sa mga Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, di ba mag-create mga ka ng account. Murag kana gyapon ang media literacy, something lilit gyapon sa how to create account, how to evaluate, how to analyze those posts in social media. Yeah. Then the part 1 is the financial literacy. Financial literacy is the ability to make informed judgments and make effective decisions regarding the use and management of money. It's about the money, how to invest, how to have an income using the media. Like sa vlog, di ba makakuha ka na ka doon, ma-apply ka po ang financial literacy. Dahil sa YouTube, di ba, kakita ka na unsa mga video na about sa how to save money, how to kanang paggamit sa mga kwarta, di ba? Then the fifth one is the digital literacy. Is the ability to effectively use digital device for the purpose of communication, expression, collaboration, and advocacy in a knowledge-based society. Then, di ba sa mga FB is about the how to communicate sa mga tao, makipag-socialize sa mga tao na di mo kaila or kaila nimo na mga lagyo to express ka na mag-post ka na sa FB na mga di mo kuan feeling ko man. Then the sixth one is ecological literacy, is in understanding the principles of ecosystem toward sustainability. Din di sa tanan sa literacy kung dito mga abot sa mga social media, nagapunda mga ecological about sa environment, how to protect the environment, to preserve the environment, to protect the environment. Yeah. Labi na makita ini sa mga sa mga YouTube gud ka sa Google na. Then the last one is the creative literacy, is the ability to make original ideas, to have value, and the ability to see the world in new ways. Then sa creative ideas is about to create, to make ng mga mga unsa imo mga maisip, mag-create ka ng something na account, create ka ng web page, mga website ka na.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to our beautiful instructor, Dr. Heidi Fabroa. Our topic for today is about the function of literacy. The term function literacy was initially defined by UNESCO. So when we say UNESCO, it is United Nations, an educational, scientific, and cultural organization. Through William S. Gray in his Teaching and Reading and Writing in 1956 as adult training to meet independently the reading and writing demands placed on them. It stresses the acquisition of appropriate verbal, cognitive, and computational skills to accomplish practical results in a specific cultural setting, dubbed as survival and reductionist literacy. Sa pagtuturo ni William S. Gray ng pagbasa at pagsulat, binibigyan din nito ang naaangkop na kasanayan na nagbibigay malay at computational upang magawa ang mga praktikal na mga resulta na tiyak na setting ng kultura na tinataguriang bilang kaligtasan sa pagbasa. Si William S. Gray din, he was an American educator and literacy advocate. Concise Oxford Companion to the English Language in 1998. Over the decades, as societies have evolved into technical innovation, the definition of functional literacy has been modified to meet the changing demands. The time goes by, the definition of function of literacies has been modified. So when we say modified, nababago ang kahilingan. Referring to the functional literacy, UNESCO states the following. First, the literacy program should be integrated to the correlated with economic and social development plans. So ang UNESCO nag-state na ang literacy program daw is connected sa economic o sa mga social development plans. Like unsay demand karon ng mga trabaho sa society na dapat sa itudlo o ipasabot sa eskwelahan. Second, the eradication of literacy should begin with population sectors with the highly motivated and need literacy for their own and country's benefit. Sa panahon natin ngayon, may mga lugar na wala pang alam sa paggamit ng teknolohiya. Upang magwala ito, dapat unang aksyonan sa isang population sector na kung saan kinakailangan matuto para sa benepisyo ng bansa at ng mga mamamayan. Third, the literacy program should be linked with economic priorities and carried out in areas undergoing rapid economic expansion. Like sa number 1, kung unsay demand ka juds na mga hanap buhay sa suyod o gawas na nasod, dapat is connected sa mga literacy program na gina-offer. Like starting sa elementary, dapat mastered na ang mga numeracy tapos ang ila communication skills like fluent sila mo speak o musabot ng Filipino o English language. Fourth, literacy programs impart not only reading and writing but also professional and technical knowledge, reading to greater participation of adults in economic and civic life. Sa literacy programs, dapat dili rataman sa pagbasa o pagsuyat. Dapat sad kuno i-introduce pod ang professional and technical knowledge. Like tugloan sila unsa jaon mga operating system, Microsoft Office, unsaon paggamit para taas ang percentage or level ng participation sa society. Fifth, literacy must be an integral part of the overall educational system and plan of each country. Ang literacy gajud ang pinaka-importante sa educational system. Kay diba sa pagsuyat o pagbasa man gajud magsugod ang mga bata na makahibayo. Number 6. Literacy must be an integral part of the overall educational system and plan of each country. Sinasabi na ang literacy ay fundamental sa kabuuan ng sistema ng edukasyon at plano ng bawat bansa. Number 7. The literacy programs should aid in achieving main economic objectives. Example, increase in the labor productivity, the food production, industrialization, and social professional mobility, creation and new manpower, and diversification of the economy. Thus, literacy materials represent reading and writing numeracy, concept using words and ideas needed in using information for learners to enhance sufficient literacy skills and to continue learning on their own. Sinasabi na ang literacy materials ay nagpapakita o nagbibigay ng babasahin o susulatin at mga numerong konsepto na ginagamitan ng mga salita sa paggamit ng impormasyon para sa mag-aaral upang mapabuti o mapapaayos ang sapat na kaalaman at kasanayan. Function literacy programs. A number of functional literacy programs have been carried out that focus on different job skills and development aspects. To name the few Philippine contexts are agricultural, health, industry, family planning, homemaking, arts and culture, technical, vocational programs. A specific literacy. A new function literacy aspects called specific literacy is becoming a trend in which the job of the students is analyzed to see exactly the literacy skills needed and those that are only tough. This is to prevent job skill mismatch. The students may learn very little but will be of immediate value that would result in increases learner motivation. Sinasabi na ang specific literacy, ito ay ang tiyak na kaalaman na kung saan kailangan i-analyze ng mga estudyante upang makita ang dapat o angkop na kaalaman sa kasanayan at kung ano lang ang itinuturo upang mabawasan ang job skill mismatch o ang pagtatrabaho na hindi naaangkop sa inyong kasanayan o napag-aralan. Halimbawa, edukasyon ang iyong pinag-aaralan ngunit nakapagtrabaho ka bilang isang pulis. A specific literacy strategy is a planning tool that allows the literacy workers to focus on skills that are valued to the learner, and the significance of this approach includes literacy that starts in a workplace. Second, uses a diagnostic approach. Third, identifies turning points in economic life that may act as an incentive to learning. Fourth, assesses the limits of a short-term intervention. And fifth, looks for generic skills. Gans 2000 posited that function literacy constitute the second level of literacy next to basic literacy, in which literacy and mathematical information and skills can be utilized in one's person, social, economic, and cultural endeavors. Therefore, the functional literacy is to learn basic related information and function skills while encompassing social, citizenship, and use them in daily life. Sinasabi ng GANS 2000 na ang function literacy ay bumubuo ng pangalawang antas ng literacy sa tabi ng pangunahing kaalaman sa pagbasa at pagsulat na kung saan pampanitikan at matematika ang impormasyon at kasanayan ay maaaring magamit sa personal, panlipunan, pagsisikap sa ekonomiya at kultura. Kapar 1998. In context, the functional literacy person is someone who is one step ahead of literacy and maintains literacy activity throughout his or her life in order to keep living and effectively accommodated him or himself to his or her surroundings. Therefore, it is an ongoing process. Pag sinasabi nating function literate person, taong may kakayahang bumasa at sumulat. Ito ang taong nauna sa kaalaman at nagpapanatili sa kalamang ginagawa sa buong buhay niya upang mapanatili ang pamumuhay at upang makilala at mapaunlakan siya ng mga taong nakapalibot sa kanya. UNESCO defines functional literacy as the ability of individual take part in significant activities in professional, social, and political and cultural aspects in society where he or she lives using his or her literacy skills. D. Castle in 1971, Goxen, Golgox, and Katay Chibasi in 2000, as cited in Savas 2006. Sinasabi ng UNESCO na bilang may kakayahang makilahok sa mga makabuluhang aktibidad sa professional, panlipunan, pampolitika at pangkulturang mga aspeto sa isang lipunan na kung saan siya ay nakatira gamit ang kanyang kasanayan sa pagbasa at pagsulat. Noblunch and Brannon in 1993. I cited in Jabas in 2002 distinguish basic literacy and function literacy as having the expression functional, indicate the performance with text including mathematics. The Educational for All Global Monitoring Report, UNESCO 2002, state that function literacy means the ability to make significant use of activities involving reading and writing skills that include using information, communicating with others, and following path lifelong learning necessary for the ability to express him or himself in daily life. Functional literacy are those essential skills for both official and unofficial participation, as well as which are necessary for national changes and development that of his or her family and the society. The National Statistic Authority defines functional literacy as the level of literacy that includes reading and writing numeracy skills that help people cope with daily demands of life.
Hi, I'm Jocelyn and let's move on to improving functional literacy in the Philippines. Okay. Over the years, the Philippines has consistently made a significant stride in its functional literacy rate. And functional literacy, according to the National Statistic Authority, it is the level of literacy which includes not only reading and writing but also numeracy skills that will help people cope with their daily demands of life. According to na Manuyo 2019, reported that based on the 2013 Functional Literacy Education and Mass Media Survey or FLEMS, the country registered a 90.3% rate, which means that 9 out of every 10 Filipinos aged 10 to 64 were functionally literate. Way back 2003, the functional literacy rate of the country rated 84.1%, and after 5 years, it goes up and rated 86.4%. However, there still seem to be gaps at the community level. In the study conducted by the World Vision in the same year, results showed that the proportion of girls and boys aged 11 to 13 who were functionally literate placed at a critical rate of 44%, or below 50% of the students were able to read with comprehension by the end of their basic education. It was also evident that the school dropouts contributed to low functional literacy. Obviously, 1 in every 100, or about 4 million Filipino children and youth were out of school in the year of 2013. Of the total number, 22.9% who got married, 19.2% naman are lacked of family income to be sent to school, and 19.1% lacked interest in attending schools. In order to address illiteracy issues, creating formal and informal learning environments, active participation of local stakeholders, capacity building of teachers, and development of contextualized and indigenized learning materials, and tracking of improvement of reading, basic math, and essential life skills outcomes were desired by the government. Okay, and moreover, interventions also included improvement of classrooms and several reading facilities, establishing a culture of reading program, parental training and learning, and skills integration in the curriculum. In the follow-up study of World Vision in the year 2016, The functional literacy rate went up at 76.53%. In the community level, on the other hand, the rate inclined to 62.64, or around 50% to 70% of the students are being able to read with comprehension by the end of their basic education. The increase was significant within the 3-year interval, but it also indicated more improvements is expected considering the rate remained 17.36% short of the 80% threshold. Now, an analysis shows that low functional literacy could mean low resilience to respond to abnormal condition and increase child's vulnerability to exploitation. This could also result in unpreparedness for gainful employment and eventually increase dependency on welfare programs like purpose. Okay. To one of the programs that the government implemented to address the illiteracy issues is the alternative learning system. Okay, I'm sorry. It is the alternative learning system that provides an opportunity for learning among out of school youth for them to land in a better jobs. Now let's move on to integration of new literacy in the curriculum. To address the call for literacy in today's world, the students must become proficient. So the students are expected to be proficient in the new literacies of the 21st century technologies. And the International Reading Association or ERA also believes that the literacy educators have the big responsibility to integrate information and communication technologies into the curriculum to prepare the students for the future that they deserve. Okay, next is the multiliterate learner. Okay. Today, the internet and other forms of information and communication technologies or ICTs are redefining the nature of reading, writing, and communication. New literacy skills and practices required each new ICTs as it emerges and evolves. Thus, these new literacies need to be integrated talaga into the curriculum para ma-prepare the students for the successful civic participation in a global environment. Okay, so the students will desire for there are six uh, that the students desired for. First is teachers who use ICTs skillfully for teaching and learning. Number two, peers who use ICTs responsibly and who share their knowledge. Number three, a literacy curriculum that offers opportunities for collaboration with peers around the world. And number four, instructions that embeds critical and culturally sensitive thinking into practice, standards, and assessment that includes new literacy as well. And fifth one is leaders and policymakers are also who are committed advocates of ICTs for teaching and learning. And the last one, equal access to ICTs for all classrooms and students. Now, according to Coiro et al. 2008, there are four common elements as broader dimensions of new literacies. And these are, number one, the internet and other ICTs require new social practices, skills, strategies, and disposition for their effective use. Number two, new literacies are central to full civic life, economic, and personal participation in a global community. Number three, new literacies rapidly change as defining technologies change. And the last one, new literacy are multiple, multimodal, and multifaceted. Thus, the benefit for multiple lenses seeking to understand how better support the students in a digital age. Now, let's go to impact of new literacies on instruction. Ano nga ba itong mga impact o mga epekto na idudulot ng low literacy, new literacies, sa instruction, sa learning instruction natin? Okay. According to Graham and Wolsey of 2009, additional changes are taking place in literacy instruction. Henry 2008, on the other hand, stated that engagement in literacy activities is being transformed today like no other time in history. Moreover, as students turn to the internet and other information communication technologies or ICTs at increasing rates to read, write, and interact with texts, they must develop new skills and strategies or new literacies para maging successful in this multimodal, intertextual, and interactive environments. The internet has become the defining technology for today's youth, may be the most important ICT for students to learn to manipulate successfully. And the last one, according to Labo and Brinking of the 1999, there are multiple ways to view the change in literacy and communication emerging from new literacies or technologies, new technologies. It cannot be ignored that the literacies changes experiences at school and everyday lives. As such, rapid, profound changes in technology impact students' literacy journey.
21st century skills is motivated by the belief that the teaching students is the most relevant, useful, in demand, and universally capable skills should be prioritized into these schools. As such, students need to test different skills that should reflect the specific demands of complex, competitive, knowledge-based, information age, technology-driven, and economy and society. 21st century skills may be taught in a wide variety of settings. Teachers may advocate teaching cross-disciplinary skills, while schools may require 21st century skills in both instructions and assessment process. Schools and teachers may use educational approaches that inherently expedite or facilities that accusations of cross-disciplinary skills. So, in the multiliteracies in educational reforms, we should be teach a student to enhance their capability in skills in how to apply it to their living. Also, in the multiliteracy in educational reforms, says that we should teach the students in to become competitive, knowledgeable based, information's aid, technology driven, economy and society. Why? For the reasons that we our student will be prepared for their futures and they can apply different skills in to their actions and they can use it for their next journey in her life and to face the real world situations or the real world issues. By that they can learn the different skills. They are ready and they are ready to fight and to face the futures and they are prepared as well. We as a teacher we need to mold them uh to become and have an aspect with a good manner way. Okay, we will proceed for the educational strategy. Authentic. They have a three parts which is outcome-based learning, performance-based learning to the tend to be cross-disciplinaries in nature's project-based learning. Okay, first is we will tackle the outcome based. If we say outcome based learning, it is an educational theory that bases each parts of educational systems around goals. By the end of the educational experiences, each student should be achieve the goals in assessments, classes, opportunity should be help the student to achieve the specific outcomes. So, for the outcome based is we need to satisfy the student for the good outcomes in our discussions. They can answer the assessments classes. The opportunity should be to achieve the specific goals of the learners. Okay, second is the performance based learning. Okay, if we say performance based learning is an approach to the teachers and learners that emphasizes educationals being able to do or perform specific skills as a result of instruction. In this framework, students demonstrate the ability to apply or use their own knowledge rather than simple knowing the informations. Okay, in the performance based, they can apply and they can perform the specific skills. And this is important because we as teacher, we need to mold our student to use their skills and to apply it for their futures. Okay, in the performance based, they can learn different learnings by doing the different performance. Okay, we'll proceed to the project-based. If we say project-based, is the student-centered pedagogy that involves the dynamics classrooms approach in which is believe that the students acquires a deeper knowledge through achieves explorations of the real world challenges and and problems. The students learn about the subjects by working for the extended periods of times to investigate and response to be complete questions, challenges, or problems. And also, it is a styles of active learnings and inquiry-based learnings. Okay, this project base is um, we the student will be used their knowledge in active explorations of a real world challenges and problem. By this, they can apply it also for their future. Schools may allow students to pursue alternative learning pathway in which students earn academic credits and satisfies graduations required by completing and internships, apprenticeships, and immersion experience. In this case, a student can acquire a variety of practice jobs and related skills and work habits, while students completing academics courseworks and meeting the same learning standards required of the student. So, we as a teacher, we need to allow our student to explore, to, to, to explore different different aspects in life so that they can learn as well. In this case, student may acquire a variety of practical jobs, related skills and habits and also completing academics courses and meetings and learn standards required of the student. We will proceed to assessments of multiliteracy. Assessments moves from a usual memorizations of facts and disconnect the process of demonstrations of understanding through applications in variety of contexts. Real-world audiences are important parts of the assessment process, including self-assessment. Okay, according to my research that assessment of multiliteracy is have a four parts, which is the project problem based of otherwise performance assessments, group assessments, and portfolio assessment. In a project assessment is the ability to plan and collect and present and or the ability to solve problem within the context requires a deep and broad understanding of outcomes. Okay. Second is performance assessment. If we say performance assessments, is the ability to plan, organize, implement, and problem solves. Requires a deep and broad understanding of outcomes. Okay, third is group assessments. Is the ability to collaborate, individual capacity, problem solvings, and resolves complex. Portfolio assessments. This measures individuals' unique experience and individual strengths as well as ability to reflect. That was the four assessments of multi-literacy, which is project, performance assessments, growth assessments, and portfolio assessment. We will proceed to media and literacy. I know that all some of us are familiar regarding to multiliteracy, media literacy. I mean, if we say media literacy, it is a skills help student to address real world issues from the environment. They are used technologically and multimedia tools now available to them to design and to produce websites, television show, radio show, public service announcement, many documentations, explorations portfolios, DVDs, and oral history and event films. By that, we know the different issues of a real world. By the use of media literacy, we can visualize or we can see or what should I say we can gather different informations by the different media tools that media literacy are offer. Okay, we will proceed to in a way students can freely, express their point of views as they create project using multimedias and deliver these products to real-world audiences, realizing that they can make difference and change the world. Okay, by this, the student create their project using multimedia. Yes, for example, we're using a TV or the projector to express our topic or to express our report. The student can deliver this product to a real world audiences by the use of um, media literacy. Media literacy, we can use it for our reporting. They can use that to present our topic or to present our report to real world audiences. They can also learn what is contributing citizens and carry the citizenship skills throughout their lives. As a result, standards this test scores are highly because students have acquired the skills and content in a meaningful connected way with profound understanding. They actually masters the context of a much higher levels and develop their basic skills and contents application throughout their schooling. Okay. Vase was 2004 and Varshims et al. 2008 asserted that all challenges for education is to help create sustainable literacy developed throughout schooling so that students can develop strong literacy skills. Certainly, multiple and new literacies require students to integrate technology enhance educational tools into the world. So, we as a teachers we need to develop the literacy skills of our student so that they can apply the different technologies and they are literate of using technology. They are not um they 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 are not for example dili sila tagaw sa mga technology. They can use technology in terms of learnings, and they can use your technology for to prepare their report so that they can enhance their skills in literacy. Preparing teacher for multiliteracy. Four components of multiliteracy in teachings. Newman 2002 and Bis was 2014 stated that practice leads students towards meaningful learning by integrating primary knowledge. Number two, over instructions guide students to the systematic practice of learning process with tools and techniques. Critical framing teaches students how to question diverse perception for better learning experiences. Transforms action teachers students to apply the lessons they learn to solve real life problems. Teachers be determined to first encourage students to reflect regularly on the rules of technology in their learning, create a website and invite students to use it to continue class discussions and bring it outside voices. Give students strategy for evaluating the quality of informations they find in the internet. Be open about one's own strength and limitations within technology and invite students to help. Explore technology students are using outside the classrooms and find ways to incorporate them into one's teachings. Use to develop the multimodal reader's guides to the class text includes a broad variety of media and genres in class text. Ask students to create podcasts and Shareders and the authentic audience give students explicit instructions about how to avoid plagiarism and digital information. Refer to partnerships for 21st century websites. So, by this, the student are enhancing tudluan na jud dapat ang estudyante on how to use technology para jay ila knowledge kung unsaon iton paggamit no unsaon sabi ni pag-apply sa ila learning ini sa makatabang kay para dili na sila maglisod pag-gather ng mga informations mas masabtan nila kuan ang mga learnings from the help of technology and internet maka-browse man sila didto and from the overall that we need to help gadget and student to become multiliterate.